Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Internet. Welcome back to book review. Yeah. December's book review. How fun. So, yeah, I decided to just here at a different location. Yeah. And as you guys can see, just this beautiful place right here. Yep. Uh, anyhow, as you guys know, I didn't post last one due to my dog passing away, and I kind of just wanted to deal with that for the last one. I've been dealing with that. So yeah, thank you for all the people that were really nice and giving me your gratitude and everything. It meant a lot to me. Thank you. So anyhow, from that, um, on to the books. So the books for this one is gonna be from last one and this one. So yeah, it's gonna be a mixture of both. So yeah, so on to the first book, which is gonna be The History of the World by David Bryan. And if you guys know David Bryan, he's the lead man and the front man of the Talking Heads, or just Talking Heads. And yeah, that guy, which is this guy right here. He wears a big suit and he does little funny emotes. Him. And yeah, he made a book of all his illustrations he made while in lockdown, and he decided to do like a different take of COVID and how he felt about it within these drawings. And well, pretty much he just decided to reflect on his life and everything that's been happening around him and his discovery of it. So yeah, it's pretty cool because he tries to do he combines like meta commentary with it, but I mean, like, he adds his own comments of it and titles to the drawings, what makes it really cool, like these drawings right here. So yeah, it's pretty much like a general sum of the book. Yep. My thoughts on the book. I thought the book was very whimsical with its drawings, and it has like a childlike feel to it. By that I mean that David Bryan really does capture what it feels to draw like a child. Not in a bad way, but like doodles and everything. He really does capture that. Like, some of these are just like silly doodles that he just thought of. And to me personally, I thought that was really cool because it just shows like a different side of him, which it really does reflect the Talking Heads music. So I thought it was very epic, to say the least. And here are some of my favorite drawings of the book. Let me go flip through it. So, where are you? Like this one? It has a fish eating a guy, which is really cool. So, yeah, and this one has like thingamajiggy. I don't know. This one has a chair on her tire. It's pretty dope, but it's really cool at the same time. It's like a mixture of both. So yeah, I really suggest this book. However, I the only thing I didn't like was the price. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can find it cheaper, but for me, I overly paid for this book. I paid $40, which kind of shame of, but I mean, now I have the book, so yeah. Anyhow, but it's a really nice book. You can find it for cheaper. And another thing, I guess, was or another thing I forgot was his meta commentary. Some lines are pretty cool though. Here's one line I thought was really cool. Uh, Let me pull it up real quick. Uh, boo, 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 boo. Joyous yet also frozen, fragmented yet unified. Those feelings will stay with us for a long time. When specifics, uh, when specifics are long forgotten, they'll become part of who we are. I thought that line was really cool, and some of his commentary is really, how do you say, really thought of, and I guess some people, and you can tell he put so much effort into this. So yeah. So that's everything pretty much. So on to the next one, which is gonna be. Yeah. The next book was Tuesdays with Maury by Mitch Albom. I read one of his other books, and I thought the book was really good, which my filmer gave to me, which was the 5 People You Meet in Heaven. Yeah, shout out to him because he put me onto Mitch Albom, and I wanted to check one of his other books out since I thought that book was really good. So yeah, let me give you a little brief summary of the book before I give you my thoughts. Okay, here we go. I wrote a little excerpt here. Okay. Let's wind the clock back to the 1970s when Mitch Albom was a freshman at university. Albom decided to take a sociology class. Upon entrance, he saw a few students in the class. This put him off, as Albom wanted to go unnoticed. So he decided to sneak out, but the professor started calling attendance, beginning with Albom. Dun, dun, dun. Albom raised his hand, and revealing the professor's name being Maury Schwartz. So Albom decided to stay in the class and took every lecture Maury offered him. As they formed a little bond with each other until graduation, Albom promised Maury that he'll stay in touch. Although, as many promises, and they aren't fulfilled, as life intervenes. This brings us up to the present time, as Mitch Albom hears a TV host says, "Who is Maury Schwartz?" And this catches his attention as he listens to the TV more, and the TV host later says that Maury Schwartz is suffering from a severe disease, being ALS, which is very severe, which as time goes on, pretty much you're not able to walk as much and you lose function of your body. So yeah. Regardless, Maury wanting to leave this world was something being his teachings of life. This really hit at home for Mitch Albom as he put a sense of guilt. This really hit at home for Mitch Albom as he felt a sense of guilt for not keeping his promises. Thus, he calls his professor Maury Schwartz, and after 16 long years, Maury being Maury automatically picks up the phone, and knowing that it was Mitch all along, which is the start of many Tuesdays and a dozen sessions talking about life and the meaning to it. My thoughts on the book. at its core, the book is very wholesome and introspective. Wholesome, and that it shares a really heartfelt story between Mitch Albom and his professor, and how they form such a bond with each other. And as they reveal more about each other, as they learn from each other. Well, I said each other a lot. Yeah. So Maury, being old and wise, he teaches Mitch a lot throughout the book, and he learns from him a lot, like how not to really chase fortune, as Mitch previously throughout the story chases fortune throughout his college years, and Maury suggested to him to chase other goals, as fortune doesn't really give you happiness, as many people say. So, yeah, the general core of it that I found, it's valuing relationships within our life and not taking them for granted, as we don't really spend much time with our loved ones as we think. Yeah, and I really learned a lot from that, especially. Kitchen by Banana Yoshimoto, and yeah, which I got recommended by no other than Lebe, which she recommended it in her book club, Lovers Lane, or Lebe's book club. Shout out. Anyhow, so yeah, she recommended this book, and in my head, I thought it was like a rom-com, but reading more into it, it's kind of like a rom-com, but more to it. So let me tell you guys about it. Okay, here we go. So, Kitchen. The story starts off by introducing the reader to Mikage, whose grandmother recently passed away, which was her last remaining family member, as her mother and father passed away too while she was young. So, throughout her life, she's been experienced death. And yeah, and she mourns this until an unexpected visitor comes through, which is a guy named Yuji Tanabe, who used to work in Mikage's grandmother's flower shop. And Yuji decides to invite Mikage over for dinner. And oh, I forgot to say the reason. The reason why Yuji visited Mikage was to see how she's doing after her loss. And yeah, Mikage responds, and she just responds being like, okay, it's alright, I'm alright. So yeah, anyhow, now back to the person time where Yuji Tanabe invites Mikage to dinner with him and his mother. So Mikage ends up going by their surprise, and Mikage is introduced to Yuji Tanabe's mother, Eriko, which he finds very welcoming and very inviting to the house. And at first glance, throughout the whole house, she checks everything out, but the thing that sticks out to her to the most is their sofa, and most especially the kitchen. Throughout her life, she found the kitchen very comforting, and it's, well, in a way, like a creative space for her. So yeah. Oh, there's a boat right there. Again. Mikage is fascinated by Eriko's apartment, or aka Yuji's mother's apartment. So it was silly talk. And she finds it very comforting. And it is no surprise when Yuji's and Eriko ask her if she wants to stay with them, due to her not being able to afford rent at her other apartment where her grandmother used to live. She automatically says yes. So this is the start of a whole journey for her. She finds out also throughout this time a big secret about Eriko, which forms the core idea of this book. So yeah, that's pretty much the sum of the book. Yeah. Okay. People aren't overcome by situations or outside forces. Defeat comes from within us, which is a quote from the book, which really sat deeply with me. For Mikage throughout the story dwells on her losses, most especially her close ones. She experiences an internal battle within her own consciousness that leads her to find a form of escapism, being her love for the kitchen, as many of us really do find ways of escaping from our problems instead of facing them. And another thing was, it touches upon the sense of loneliness that we as humans are experience loneliness a lot, and we try to escape from it, even though in every step of the way we've experienced a sense of loneliness. Even though we're not aware of it, we experience it. And what Banana Yoshimoto tries to push is that we need to learn how to live with loneliness and find comfort with it. And the last takeaway I got from the book was that Mikage's character really develops throughout the story as she learns to grow as a person and learns how to face her problems head on, as she struggles to find joy and happiness within this world that she lives in. As she feels like this world, all it brings is pain and sorrow to her and just suffering. However, Banana Yoshimoto pushes the opposite idea, that this world brings pain and sorrow to people, but it also brings joy. By that, one must experience pain to be able to experience happiness, true happiness, which I thought was really a lesson I learned and a big takeaway I can put in my life, especially since I've been dealing with the loss of my dog last month, and I've been finding out a lot of ways to kind of cope with it and forms of escapisms to me, and I never really faced it head on. And that made me see, or the books that I'm reviewing right now made me see the world in a different way now. Oh, so which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's pretty much the books. Now I'm just rambling on. The last book review of the year. Woo! And yeah, what a journey since then. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching the videos throughout the whole year. It really does mean a lot to me, as I experienced a lot throughout this whole year, and it's been such a hectic year for me, as so much has happened. And most especially last month, I'm slowly dealing with my dog passing away, but knowing you guys are supporting me and helping me out throughout this process and everything, well, it really means a lot to me. And I can never describe how much it truly feels. Wow. I just find it really beautiful that you guys really enjoy my videos and really do pay attention to me. So thank you so much for watching me throughout this whole year. And yeah, so Merry Christmas and Happy New Year for everybody watching. And hopefully you have an awesome 2025 that's coming up. So thank you. Yeah, see y'all later, alligators. What the
Brother.
heck? He's going crazy, going bonkers. Anyhow, that's cookies, Maron.